Well, hello. Today we're reviewing the hair care range from The Ordinary, which is a first. So if you're wondering what my thoughts are and if you would like to have an in-depth product ingredient review, then most definitely keep on watching. So first things first, for the people who don't know, I am a board certified trichologist, which simply means that I know everything about the science, structure, and diseases of both hair and scalp. I'm also a product research ingredient junkie, and if everything goes as planned, I am a cosmetic chemist to be. So hello again. You might see something different when it comes to the quality. I got a new camera. I hope you like it. Also kind of tweaked the sound. I hope that everything turns out great when I edit. Do let me know your thoughts below. Yeah, let's just get right into it. I received 3 products from The Ordinary through PR, and they're both focused on hair and scalp. And I was like, does The Ordinary actually have hair care products? As far as I remember, they did it, and then I checked it out and I was like, no, they don't have a shampoo and a conditioner. But what makes this really cool is they really focused on certain types of ingredients, which I know that we're into when it comes to the skincare world, but we're slightly also getting more into that when it comes to the hair care and scalp care world, which is really nice to see. Is it really important to mention? We're gonna get into it. So I tried out the complete range, I think about 3 washes, so almost a month. Normally I really like to do it for a month, but I do kind of have an opinion and an idea about it, so I was like, it's not needed. I think like 3 washes already gives a clear idea what this actually does, and I really want to dive into the product ingredients. I want to dive into the overall experience, and obviously if I would recommend it when it comes to usage. So first off, let's get into the packaging. As we all know, The Ordinary is quite basic when it comes to their packaging, and that's actually also what I love. I love simplicity, even though I also like cool designs when it comes to like aesthetically pleasing things. I don't know if you can see it in this area, but I do like bright white things, if that makes sense. And they did the same with the packaging. It's white, it has a blue tint, and I think that's just for their whole hair care, scalp care range, just to kind of sign or give it a sign or color that resembles that. We got 3 products. So we got the Sulfate 4% cleanser for body and hair. We got the Bihydramonium chloride 2% conditioner, which is the same packaging, and we have a scalp product, which is over here. Overall basic, but I do like it. I feel like it's timeless. I feel like it looks mature. I like it. So I wouldn't be me if I would dive into the ingredients, and I really like to educate you on that as well. So I'm briefly gonna go through the ingredients that are in each and every single product, and then we're gonna talk about product use right after, just to give you an idea per product. I talk a lot. So first off, the Sulfate 4% cleanser for body and hair. And the first thing that really scared me was that it's for body and hair. This is more so now because I'm a cosmetic chemist student, and I know that there are different pH levels that are suitable for different purposes. So for example, a shampoo has a different pH in comparison to a conditioner because they need to do 2 completely different things. One is more catered to the scalp and the other one is more catered to the hair. So when I saw this, I was like, because there is a different pH when it comes to body care in comparison to scalp care. When it comes to shampoos, it really also differs on the purpose of the shampoo, but I would stick to it's between 5 and 7, ideally around 5.5 and 6.5, if that makes sense. So it really scared me. Now I do not know what the pH is of this shampoo. Let me double check if it's not like on their website. Yeah, the pH is 4.5 and 5, between 4.5 and 5.5 for the cleanser. So I would not recommend it for body wash. So let me grab the ingredient list and kind of explain to you what's inside. So when it comes to the cleanser or the shampoo, however you want to call it, let's just stick to shampoo for now. it has very minimal ingredients, which I like because a shampoo doesn't need too much. And I feel like that was also the purpose of the Ordinary one. So what the product says description wise on their website is that the Sulfate 4% cleanser for body and hair offers a gentle essential approach to effectively cleanse body and hair. The low foaming product contains SLES2, a milder sulfate that has been incorporated into the formula to be gentle on your skin and cleanse hair without additional color fade. The molecular structure of the SLES2 is designed to provide effective cleansing at a lower concentration to minimize concerns with potential irritation associated with the use of sulfates. So that's also really good for you to know that that is the main purpose of this cleanser. So when it comes to the ingredients, obviously the first ingredient is water because this product needs a carrier, and water acts as the base of the shampoo, which is normal when it comes to shampoos because it needs it. Then we have a sodium lauryl sulfate, which you know is a cleansing agent. And that is also what it says. But mind you, and this is really good for you to know, I know that if you see like 4%, you're like, oh, that's very gentle. Like in shampoos, we don't work with 100% sulfate formulas. It's always a smaller percentage that is added to water because you don't need that much for a sulfate shampoo to do what it needs to do. So the 4% isn't really that exciting, but I do get that from a consumer point of view, it sounds exciting because you're like, oh, 4% out of the 100%, that's not that much, but that's how these products, how shampoos work. So sodium lauryl sulfate is the SLES2 that the description was talking about. Then the next ingredient is polysorbate 20, and polysorbate 20 is also an emulsifier. So it's also a cleansing agent. It is very mild and is mostly derived from lauric acid, which is made from coconuts, and it's a fatty acid that is in coconuts. And this is literally just a very, very mild cleansing ingredient. Then we have xanthan gum, and xanthan gum is literally a texture enhancer. So it makes the formula look and feel a certain way. In this case, the shampoo is quite, I don't know if you can see it, quite gelish, and the xanthan gum makes this texture, so that makes it gel-like. Then we have tocopherol, and that is it's an antioxidant, and it is derived from vitamin E, so it's a form of vitamin E, and this really works soothing, it works nourishing. It kind of gives you that hydrated, not stripping feel in this formula. Then we have phytic acid. It's an ingredient that has an exfoliating effect, but it also can be used as a humectant. So I don't really know what the main purpose is. I think because it's in a shampoo, it's mainly an exfoliating ingredient to use in a formula. That would make most sense to me, but that is what the ingredient could do. Trisodium EDTA, this is a water softener. So this makes that the product works well under every water type situation. So in certain states or certain countries, you have more harsh water. It kind of makes sure that the product still does its job just as well as with any other water type. So it doesn't really matter wherever you use it, but that is what the ingredient needs to do. Then we have another texture enhancer, but it's also a preservative, and that is benzyl alcohol. So that's what it does. So don't be scared every time you see alcohol somewhere. It really has, like in a lot of products, especially nowadays, it has a certain purpose, and you also have good alcohols. Not all alcohols are drying. So in this case, benzyl alcohol is just a normal ingredient. In this case, because it's lower on the ingredient list, I think it's been used as a preservative to make sure that everything stays nice inside. Another preservative is, and I need to read this one, ethyl hexyl glycerin. So this is actually a hydrating preservative, but again, also to make sure that no microorganisms or any yeast can get trapped easily. Of course, if you overdo things, it could happen, but this will reassure you that the products stay good for a certain amount of time that is on the label. Another preservative, phenolethanol, again preservative. And another one that is chlorobenzene. So whenever you see that a product has a lot of preservatives, 9 out of 10 times it has to do with certain type of microorganisms or certain type of things that it needs to help the solution out with, to make sure that in this case it says it's you're able to use it for at least 12 months, that they can really live up to that claim. So I hope this gave you a little bit of insight about the shampoo. Now let's get into my experience using the shampoo. I already feel like this is going to be such a long video, but hey, we're gonna go in depth, we're diving in. So my experience with the shampoo, honestly, it does what it says. It cleanses. It's not the best sulfate shampoo that I've ever tried. I think it's very lightweight, so I can imagine that it works really well if you have really thin hair or not like a low density type of hair and you like volume, and then it's nice. But other than that, I kind of was underwhelmed. I kind of feel like there are enough other sulfate, 4% sulfate based shampoos that do a way better job. It's just really simple. But on the other hand, it also is very suitable because that is what The Ordinary stands for. It's like not too much fuzz, barely has a scent. It just smells like a very light soapy scent. And overall, it's fine. Like I said, the only thing that kind of bothers me is the fact that it's suitable for both the body and scalp. So I'm really still wondering what the pH is of the product. I wouldn't recommend using a product that you can also use on your body as well as your scalp. I think that you need to like make it two totally separate things. But if you really love the minimalistic lifestyle, then I guess this one is for you. But for me, there are a ton of other options that I would recommend sulfate shampoo wise that do way more for you than just cleanse your hair. Yeah, it washes your hair. It does get squeaky clean though, really squeaky clean. And one thing that I do like is the consistency. It really made it very easy to distribute throughout my scalp. So that is a big plus, because sometimes a shampoo can make it very hard for you to really reach certain areas, especially for my hair type. I have very dense hair, I have a lot of hair, and sometimes it's really difficult to get through everywhere, if that makes sense. This one, super easy to distribute. So yeah, don't have anything more to say honestly about this one. No. Let's go on to next, and that is the conditioner. This is the Ordinary Bihydramonium Chloride 2% conditioner. It says to be a lightweight conditioning formula, and the website says that it is a minimalistic formula that avoids the bulky ingredients typically found in conditioners. This means more manageable hair with less weigh down. The pH is between 4 and 5. So again, here you can really see that there's a difference between pHs of certain type of products, because this one is catered to hair. It is alcohol-free, oil-free, silicone-free, nut-free, vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. That's a lot. Okay, when it comes to the ingredients, okay? Again, super simple. List, it's literally 6-7 ingredients, which I do like. Like on one hand, I like the simplicity of just making a product doing what it's supposed to do. But especially if you have coarser hair, if you have certain types of hair damage, you do need a little bit more, but let's get into that later on. Let me get into the ingredients. So first ingredient is water, again, the carrier of the product. After that, it's the bihydramonium chloride. Again, it says it's 2%. So this gives you an idea formulation wise how products are built. The 2% is after the water, and a lot of the times, at least in like the first range of, I would say like 4 to 5 ingredients, those are like the most potent in a formula. As soon as a product has, like as soon as if you go to the 1% and lower range, brands like shove it around because you don't have to like put it in a certain order. So if you see that this is a second ingredient, then you'll probably know that, okay, this contains a lot of water, and that is actually true. That is how conditioners in a lot of formulas work. So again, this is a really good hair and skin conditioning agent. It is plant-based, so it's synthetic, or it is plant-derived, so it's not from animals, which like makes it suitable to their claims. And it is a hydrator. It moisturizes the hair, and it also is a humectant, and that is what a lot of people like in the hair care, something that is humectant, which draws in moisture, gives you that nice feel. Next to that is guar gum, and it's kind of similar to the xanthan gum. It's again a texture enhancer. So this gum makes sure that the conditioner has a certain type of feel, texture, which is very, very important for the consumer, but it actually doesn't do too much for the products itself or how it works. But again, this one as well is a very gel-like consistency, very lightweight, very jelly. Scent-wise, also very neutral, really neutral, doesn't have any real scent to it, which is also not added to the formula actually. Then we have phytic acid. Now, phytic acid is also very high in antioxidants, and it is also it also has a humectant property, and again is very moisturizing. So all these ingredients give you a lot of slip, which is what you want and like. It really helps with the feel of the product when you apply it. And after that, honestly, we have 2 preservatives, and that's it. That's all that's in there. So very easy, simple ingredient list. Now, when it comes to the experience while using it, I personally think that this is an amazing conditioner for me to use if I want to detangle my hair. So it has a lot of slip, but as soon as I wash it out, my hair doesn't really feel nourished. It's very lightweight. Like the description says, it's lightweight. It's very lightweight, which doesn't, for me, if I would continue to use it, that's why I kind of stopped at the 3-week mark actually. It wouldn't do my hair good because my hair needs way more than this one is giving. It's very basic. It's a very so-so conditioner. Not great. I do think that it's nice how they introduce it. I do think that if you're really into lightweight conditioners, then this is the one. But for me, it's just not rich enough. It's not rich enough. Does give a lot of slip though. So how I ended up using it is whenever my hair is very tangled, I actually apply this before shampooing. So I damp my hair, I apply the conditioner, I detangle, and then I carry on with my wash day. And this one has helped me with that. So it's kind of a pre-poo detangling agent, if that makes sense. That's how it really worked out for me. But as a conditioner to condition, it just wasn't enough for my hair. Now we're gonna go to, in my opinion, I'm right away already gonna say it, the hero product of the range. Really the hero product of the range, and that is the natural moisturizing factors plus hyaluronic acid for scalp. Now this is a lightweight hydrating serum for the scalp. It says that it is a milky serum that contains a combination of ingredients that mimic the function of natural moisturizing factors, NMF, as well as hyaluronic acid and squalene that are naturally produced within the skin. With regular use, this formula supports hydration through scalp skin barrier protection. So this has a pH between 4 and 5, which makes it very similar to the shampoo. It is alcohol-free, oil-free, silicone-free, nut-free, vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. This is a product that you should apply after washing, and you can also apply it throughout the week and massage it in. So this ingredient list is a little bit longer than the other ones, but I do get it because it's just a totally different formula and it has a different purpose. It's really more skin-based or scalp-based in this case. So it's a little bit more complex because it's a leave-on product and not a rinse-off product. There's a huge difference between those two. So first ingredient, obviously, the carrier is water. Then we have the second, and that is squalene. Now, you might have seen a lot of people using squalene oil. Squalene is an ingredient that has a lot of antioxidants. It's very hydrating. It's an emollient, so it's really nourishing for the scalp, which is really an ingredient which I would love to see way more in scalp care or scalp products because it has huge benefits. And yeah, I love squalene, can talk about it for hours. Next one is arginine, and this is also a hydrating ingredient that has a lot of antioxidants. It's also a humectant. So again, these two ingredients already are very hydrating, very nourishing for the scalp, which is something that I love to apply after my shampoo because obviously you've cleansed and you've washed away a lot, which can sometimes end up making your scalp feel quite tight and dry. So applying this is the same as after washing your face with cleansers and then you're like, it needs something. See this as your serum. Again, a very high antioxidant and hydrating ingredient, and that is aspartic acid. This is also an ingredient that helps to build collagen, so it's also slightly like anti-aging. Your scalp ages as well, obviously, because that is also why your hair ages, your hair changes throughout the years and you end up graying a lot of the times. So a little bit of anti-aging on this scalp is always good. You have glycine, which is a humectant. It is very high in amino acids, and this is an ingredient that helps the skin to retain moisture. So again, really moisture-based, love that. Aline, antioxidant, anti-aging, kind of has the same purpose as the glycine does, so it's kind of similar. And the same with serine. And we have valine, isoleucine, proline, and threonine. These are all ingredients that have humectants in them. They're hydrating, they're high in antioxidants. So again, they help to nourish but also protect the scalp, to retain moisture, to protect it from outside elements, and really focus on that state of the scalp and keeping it at its best health as possible. A lot of other neens, and then we come towards glutamic acid, which is also a humectant and hydrator. Glucose does the exact same thing. Fructose, sucrose, and PCA, also hydrating humectants. And then we come to sodium PCA. Now, sodium PCA also works really soothing. So it's not only a humectant, it's not only hydrating, it really works soothing. It helps to retain moisture and it helps with the scalp barrier. So if you have a very inflamed scalp, this is an ingredient that really helps to soothe that inflammation. Another humectant hydrators: zinc PCA, magnesium PCA, manganese PCA, and urea. Then we have sodium lactate. Now this is a pH adjuster. So this is what makes sure that the pH is at its level. So it's added to make sure that the level of the pH is the right way. And it's the same with lactic acid. Now these also have, if you use them in high amounts, you hear about it, lactic acid is also really good for evening the skin tone or evening the skin texture. But in this case, because they're quite low on the ingredient list, really low on the ingredient list, they're more so, I think personally, to adjust the pH. Then we have hexyl nicotinate, and this is an emollient. It's a really moisturizing ingredient. Lauryl glucoside. Now lauryl glucoside is a cleansing agent, so it mildly exfoliates the scalp. So I think that this ingredient has been added together with a couple of others, which I'm gonna name afterwards, because they hydrate, but they also make sure that the follicles don't get clogged, and that is something that a lot of people are also concerned about, and that is why I don't really prefer scalp oils, because sometimes they can really clog the follicles. These ingredients are added to make it more lightweight and not to clog anything. So that's for the following ingredients: so lauryl glucoside, myristyl alcohol, polyglycerol 6 isostearate and liroglucoside and myristyl alcohol and chloroglycerol 6-iostearate and isocetate 20. Then you have dextrin. Now this is a water binding ingredient, so this ingredient makes sure that the formula is the way that it is and it stays that way. Hexylene glycol, which gives you the slip, so the nice feel. And then we have the preservatives. So that's literally it. We have 3 types of preservatives to make sure that it works. And in this case, the preservatives are very important because if you look at the packaging, I don't know if you can see correctly, but it has a nozzle and you apply this to the scalp, which you allow the pipette and the formula to get into contact with bacteria. I know that we all like to think that we're squeaky clean, but we also have bacteria on our scalp, which isn't a bad thing, by the way, but a product can get bad due to that. So the preservatives are very important to add to make sure that that doesn't happen. So when it comes to the formula, it is very light. It is very milky as well, which really scared me at first because I was like, okay, but are we gonna end up with something white? I do not want that. I don't want a white scalp, but it actually works in like a dream. I don't know if you can see it. Works in like a dream. Because it's this liquidy, it's really nice to work with. A little goes a long way. You literally need 1 or 2, max 2 pumps of the formula and you can easily massage it in. Again, it's super lightweight, but I do really notice a difference when it comes to my scalp. I have dandruff. It's a chronic thing that I have, and I do a lot of things during my wash day when it comes to exfoliating and make sure that I get rid of all of it, but it's also about the maintenance and make sure that my scalp is condition throughout the week before the next wash day, and this has really helped me out. This also doesn't have a scent, which I also prefer. I don't want added scents, and that's with the whole range. I also feel like it's really nice to have a range that isn't scented because it also makes it gender neutral. That's also maybe a subject that we need to talk about, like adding scents to products which really make them cater to a certain gender. It makes it very gender neutral, but it also makes sure that people that are allergic to perfumes or they don't respond well to perfumes or essential oils really are able to use this without any irritation from those ingredients. So I actually really like the serum, and if I really need to pick one, well, honestly, I wouldn't repurchase these 2 just because I just don't feel like they do too much, but I will, when I finish this, repurchase it or purchase it because I got a gift, purchase it myself because I do really like it. And what I also love is the price point of view. The Ordinary, they're cheap, but they have really high performing products, or at least they do what they say they're gonna do. And I think that this is definitely a serum that you would want to try out. I do really think so. So yeah, I hope this kind of gave you an idea about the whole Ordinary hair care range. Do let me know if you've tried them out, and do let me know if you have other hair care ranges that you're like, I've never seen anyone talk about this one. I would like for you to do an in-depth review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to put on the post notification button to get a notification each and every time I post a new video. Please stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!